guys, welcome to today's video. So today I am sharing some tips on how to get younger looking eyes. I have some great skincare products in this video to treat those fine lines, crepiness, to improve your dark circles and puffiness, but I also have some other great tips in this video as well. Things that will really help you during the day to really keep that skin, that delicate skin around the eyes nice and hydrated. So let's get right into it, but don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up as well. Alright, so we're talking about how to get younger looking eyes. I do have a lot of options in this video depending on what you are looking for, what type of skin concern you are trying to correct, and I also have some great tips as well to keep the skin nice and hydrated and plump. So the first product that I'm going to be talking about is the most expensive, and I've been using this now for a very long time. I have a whole video on this. I demonstrate how to use this, and this is an excellent device to lift and to contour your face. So if you have saggy eyelids and you want something to lift that brow, to lift the outer corner of the eye and to treat the fine lines that you have underneath the eyes, then perhaps you may want to look into this. And this is by NUFACE, and this is the Trinity. So this is a microcurrent device that works with a conducting gel, and this is going to help to stimulate the eye muscles, and it's going to lift and to really treat that delicate skin around the eyes. And I love this attachment because this allows you to get in those really hard to reach areas so that you can treat every area possible that is a concern. So for me, I like to lift the brow bone like that. I also like to treat above the brow. I like to treat on the outer corner of my eye, and of course the area underneath, to really help stimulate that muscle and to treat those fine lines and wrinkles. And this does an amazing job. I use this 2 to 3 times per week, but you can use this every day if you want to. And I use this in my morning skincare routine. Now, when you get this, it also comes with the spheres, and this is what you use to treat your face. Now, if you don't want to invest in the NUFACE Trinity, which comes with the interchangeable heads, you can just purchase the regular NUFACE, which just comes with this. And then of course you can't interchange the heads, but you can still treat the eye area with the spheres as well. You can still go underneath the brow bone, above it. You can still treat the eye area with this. But I really do like this attachment because, like I said, you can honestly target those hard to reach areas. You can also treat above the lip and anywhere else that you would like to treat. So this really is effective as long as you are consistent with it. If you don't think you're going to be consistent with this, then don't buy it. Don't invest because, of course, this is pretty expensive. So only buy it if you think you're going to be dedicated to it. So again, I have a whole video on this, and I also show you how to use it, which of course I will leave that video below for you as well as up here. The next product is investing in under eye masks. Now, this isn't everyone's thing, and of course it's optional, but these really do work, especially if you find the right one and the one that contains the ingredients to help with your skin concern. I have a lot of favorites, but this one here is my absolute favorite because it just works so well and it's really saturated, which is amazing. So this is by DRMTLGY, and this is the Brightening Eye Masks. So not only is this going to brighten up the under eyes, it's also going to depuff and treat those fine lines and wrinkles, and to also help with hydration, with plumping up the skin. Of course, you can use this every day if you want to, but I only use it when I need it, and I generally use this in my morning routine. Or if I have somewhere special to go, I will actually use this before applying my makeup and my concealer, because my makeup just sits so much better on top of my skin after I've used this, because my under eyes are just so hydrated, they're so moist and plump, and my makeup just sits so nicely on top, and I love that. So under eye masks are great to have on hand, and I do like to keep all of them in my fridge. I do like to apply them when they're cold because I feel like they depuff even more. So this has caffeine, this has niacinamide, this also has hyaluronic acid, we have peptide, peptides in here. There's cucumber extract and a lot of other great ingredients as well. And again, these work. So let me show you what this looks like. Of course, it comes with a little spatula that you can grab the product, and that's what they look like. So you are getting 60 masks. So this is going to be 30 pairs, and they're not reusable. So when you're done, you dispose them and then move on with the next pair. I like to keep these on as long as possible. So sometimes I will leave it on for 30 minutes. Sometimes I will leave it on longer, or sometimes I'll just leave it on for 15 minutes. It just depends on how much time do I have. But honestly, these are really, really effective. And I love how saturated they are as well. I've tried many eye masks that are not saturated enough, and you open up the package and you think to yourself, how is this going to work? But these ones are super saturated and they're excellent. Moving on to eye treatments. Now, when I talk about treatments, I'm talking about under eye serums, because I love these types of products. I see the best results with serums versus eye creams, because eye serums are generally more concentrated with ingredients, and from the ones that I have tried, I have seen incredible results. I do like to resort to an eye cream, and I do have a couple that I will share in this video, but eye creams are lovely to moisturize the skin, to keep it well hydrated, but when it comes to treating fine lines, crepiness, dark circles, and puffiness, I like to resort to eye serums, because again, they just work better in my opinion. So the first product is by NIOD, and this is the Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. This has several different types of peptides, and these peptide ingredients are at the top of the ingredient list, and that is a good thing. So when you're looking at a product, you want to see where those key ingredients are situated in the ingredient list. If they're towards the bottom, that means that there isn't a lot of that ingredient in the formulation, but if they're at the top or in the middle, that's a great sign. So there's lots of different peptides in here to firm up the skin and to also treat fine lines and wrinkles. There's also niacinamide in here, and niacinamide is great if you have dark circles and you have a lot of discoloration underneath and around the eye, because this ingredient can actually help to brighten up that over time, especially with consistency. This is also quite moisturizing as well. Sometimes I feel like I don't need to apply an eye cream or a face moisturizer on top of this, but generally I do, because I do like to seal in that hydration from the serum to keep my under eyes nice and moisturized and hydrated. This also has panthenol, which is a humectant, and I just love NIOD. I talk so highly about NIOD. You guys know that I love The Ordinary as well. The Ordinary doesn't have a product like this, unfortunately. I haven't found a dupe to this yet. So if you're in the market for a new eye serum that is jam-packed with peptides, this is the one that you should try, because this really is effective, and I've been using this for several years. Another eye serum that I really love is by SKINCEUTICALS, and this is the AOX Eye Gel. I generally like to use this in my morning skincare routine, because this is your vitamin C under eye serum. Not all of us can use our face vitamin C serums and bring it up underneath the eyes, because generally these are at higher concentrations, and sometimes these can cause some sensitivities and irritation on our face. So a lot of people won't even attempt to apply this underneath the eyes, and I don't blame you, because honestly, the eyes are so delicate and thin, and whether you have sensitive skin or not, we always need to be cautious on products and ingredients that we place around the eye area. So if you're someone that would like to put a vitamin C underneath the eyes, something to really brighten up the skin, I would recommend this. This is really effective. So this contains a 5% L-ascorbic acid, which is that pure form. There's also 0.5% ferulic acid and 1% flortin, which are two different types of antioxidants, which of course will help with fine lines, brightening up the skin, and protecting the skin from the environment. There's also caffeine in here, and there is an ingredient called Ruscus aculeatus, and this is derived from an evergreen shrub. So this is going to be very depuffing, and I'm telling you right now, this depuffs like a dream. This really works, and sometimes when I wake up, I get really puffy underneath my brow bone, so the skin that meets the crease of my eye, I get really puffy there. This helps to depuff a lot quicker than if I were to let my body do it naturally. So this is my go-to for the morning, whether I have puffy under eyes or not. This really helps to brighten up the skin and to treat those fine lines. You can use this at night as well if you want to. You can use it every day, twice a day, but I generally just use this in my morning routine. The next eye serum is by Dr. Dennis Gross, and this is the Advanced Retinol Plus Ferulic Triple Correction Eye Serum. I've been using this the longest, and I love the results that I've achieved with this. It's been a few years, and I'm so impressed with this because the one reason why I started using this in the first place is because I had a few melias on my eyelids, and this completely diminished them. And if you've ever had melias, you know how hard it is to remove them. A lot of the times we need to see a dermatologist to get it professionally removed, but this completely removed them. It took a few months, but it did, and I was so impressed, and I haven't experienced any melias since using this. But this also helps with that brighter under eye. It really helps to smooth out any texture, and it treats those fine lines. So this has retinol, this has bakuchiol, which is a plant-based alternative to retinol. This has some peptides in it, a lot of hydrating ingredients as well, and there's also some AHAs in here and salicylic acid. So we have glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and mandelic acid. And you're probably thinking, oh no, don't use that underneath your eyes. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone. When you first start using this, you'll want to start with a couple of days a week and slowly increase from there just to see how your skin does, because of course this could cause irritation and dryness. And when I first started using this, I did notice some dryness, and that's quite normal, but now I don't. My under eyes are well adjusted to this eye serum now, and my skin just loves it. So those AHAs and that salicylic acid will really help to keep the skin nice and exfoliated, to get rid of any texture, and to really help to smooth out that skin, and it does an excellent job. So I like to use this in my evening skincare routine. You can use this every day once you're accustomed to it. I personally wouldn't recommend using this in your morning skincare routine, although you can, just make sure that you wear sunscreen, but I think this is best in your evening routine. And the last eye serum that I would recommend is one that is more for plumping up the under eyes, keeping them nice and hydrated, but to also target any discoloration. And this is by L'Oreal, and this is the Revitalift Eye Serum. So this contains 1.5% hyaluronic acid and 1% caffeine. And I actually like to use this occasionally in my morning skincare routine when my under eyes are puffy. I need something to really help with that hydration. That's when I will use this. And I actually keep this in the fridge, and I do like the applicator because of course this helps to depuff as well. So I just apply it to my under eyes, and then of course use my finger and tap in the product. Then I will apply a moisturizer on top, because remember with hyaluronic acid, you want to make sure that you apply it to damp skin, but you also want to seal it with a moisturizer to keep that hydration in. And so that way you're going to keep that plumpness going all day. Same idea with this. I apply it when my under eyes are a little bit damp from my previous serums, and then I will seal it in with a moisturizer, and this keeps my under eyes nice and plump, nice and hydrated all day, and it does help to depuff as well. So I'm quite impressed with this. I wouldn't say that this is the best product to treat fine lines and wrinkles. This is going to temporarily fix those fine lines by plumping them up, but it's not necessarily going to treat them long term. But it's a good product to have on hand for that instant quick fix. So moving on to eye creams, I do have two here that would be great options. So if you're not into an eye serum to treat fine lines and wrinkles, then I would recommend looking into an eye cream, of course, that contains active ingredients like a retinol, maybe some peptides. But this one here by the INKEY list is lovely. This is the Retinol Eye Cream. I have been using this and I do like it. I don't use this with an eye serum that also contains active ingredients because of course it's not necessary, and if you were to do that you could experience more irritation and sensitivities. So if I'm not using the eye serum, then I may resort to this once in a while, and I use this in my evening skincare routine, and this really is a lovely option. I wouldn't say that this is as effective as the other ones that I mentioned. I do feel like those ones will give you quicker results, but this is is a great affordable option that will work in time, especially if you are consistent with it. And I think the formula is on point. So this is a great one to look into. This eye cream here is fabulous, and this is the Dr. JART Ceramidin eye cream. So this is a lovely one to help strengthen the skin around the eyes. It's great if you have dry under eyes. It's great if your under eyes are sensitive. This is a lovely product to apply on top of any one of the eye serums that I just shared in this video. This is also a product that you could apply on top of that INKEY List Retinol eye cream if you wanted to, for extra hydration. Of course, it's not necessary because the INKEY List Retinol Eye Cream is quite moisturizing on its own, but this is very, very moisturizing. And I was loving this during the fall winter months because sometimes my under eyes can get a little bit dry because of course the weather is so dry, there's no moisture in the air. I do like to resort to this during the winter, but I do occasionally like to use this all year round. So this has a lot of ceramides in it, but this also contains niacinamide. So again, great if you have dark circles and discoloration, and of course niacinamide is an antioxidant, so it's wonderful for so many concerns. Great for anti-aging, great to keep that moisture in to prevent transepidermal water loss. It's just fabulous all around, and this is a wonderful one to look into. The next tip for younger looking eyes is applying AQUAPHOR or any type of ointment on top of your eye cream and on top of your eye serum. This is going to prevent transepidermal water loss. So this is going to keep that moisture in from the cream or the eye serum. And your eye cream and eye serum are going to work better because this is going to prevent that moisture loss. So whether you have dry under eyes or not, this is still good to do. And I recently just started doing this and I've been very consistent with it. I just apply the tiniest amount to my under eyes on top of that eye cream, and when I wake up in the morning I see the biggest difference with the skin underneath my eyes. It looks more rejuvenated, it looks more plump and moisturized, and I love the way that my skin looks even during the day. It makes a huge difference. So I wouldn't recommend doing this in the morning because I'm not sure how your makeup would sit on top of this. I don't know how your sunscreen would sit on top of this either. I feel like it's not going to work. So I would use this at night, and I'm telling you, start doing this because you will see the biggest difference. The next tip are for those that wear concealer on an everyday basis. Now this is one makeup item that can really make our under eyes look 10 times worse. It can accentuate dryness and texture, and it can also make our fine lines and wrinkles look worse than what it really is. So it's important to find a moisturizing concealer that doesn't accentuate all of this. And I do have one here, and this is by Say, and this is the Hydra Beam Concealer. This contains squalene and glycerin, two ingredients that are very moisturizing. And when I say that this is moisturizing, it's an understatement. This is the most hydrating concealer I have ever used. It doesn't dry up halfway through the day. It remains moisturized and hydrated all day. Your under eyes don't look cakey. This doesn't accentuate dryness or texture. And most importantly, it doesn't make your fine lines look worse. This is exceptional. The only thing I will say is that because this is so moisturizing, it will look shiny underneath the eyes. Now, if that's not a concern, then of course don't worry about it. But for me personally, I do like to apply a little bit of translucent powder underneath that lower lash line and a little bit in the inner corner just to tame down on that sheen. But this is the most beautiful concealer I've ever used. So I have shades 1 and shades 2. Shade 1 is a little bit too light and shade 2 is a bit too dark, so I do like to mix the two together. Of course, you don't need to do that. You can just find the best shade that matches your under eyes. But if you're looking for something that is extremely hydrating, something that's also going to be amazing for fall and winter, you need this. And the last tip, and the most important tip of all that I'm going to be sharing in this video, is don't forget to apply your sunscreen underneath your eyes, on your eyelids, and underneath your brow bone. You need to apply sunscreen in this area because remember, the skin is very thin and delicate, and this is the first place that is going to age, especially with sun exposure. So whether you wear sunglasses on an everyday basis, you still need to apply sunscreen underneath. I wear it every day. I wear sunglasses every day as well. Even if you work inside and you work near a window, you have to wear it because remember, that sun is still coming through the window and it can still give you UV exposure. So I like to apply my face sunscreens up underneath my eyes, on my eyelids, but if you're someone that doesn't like to do that, there are sunscreens that are designed for the eye area. And I really love the COLORESCIENCE Total Eye. I used to have this. I recently ran out and I did share it in my empties video, and I've been using this for a long time on and off. There are 4 shades to pick from, so not only are you getting sun protection, but this also helps to color correct underneath the eyes, especially if you have some darkness and some hyperpigmentation, and it acts as a concealer. And I like to apply concealer on top of this product actually, and it works really well. And I just think that COLORESCIENCE has wonderful products, but of course this isn't necessary. Just use your face sunscreens up underneath the eyes and on your eyelids. Find something that doesn't burn your eyes and be consistent with it, because remember, all of the serums and eye creams that I shared in this video, these are not going to work unless you are using sun protection, because this is going to prevent further damage, further fine lines and wrinkles. So we're trying to reverse that signs of aging. Now we need to try and maintain it and not cause any more. So don't neglect your eyes. You need to wear sun protection always. So those are my tips for younger looking eyes. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. Let me know if you're doing any of these tips. Are you using any of the products that I shared in this video? And what are your go-to products for fine lines and wrinkles? Let's get a conversation going in the comment section. And of course, I will link all of the products that I shared in this video below for you for your reference. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in the next one. Take care, and I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.